honey. What you doing?
Well, it looks like we have another mystery to solve.
Kinkies. Greetings from Fairfield. We are Richard and Kendra, and we are restoring this cool old Victorian house. We found this old Queen Anne for sale on the internet and decided to buy it. So we moved from the West Coast to the cornfields of Iowa. So join us as we explore and restore this 1896 Victorian mansion.
Hello, greetings from Fairfield, and welcome back to our channel and the parlor. The parlor features some beautiful golden oak fretwork, some bead and barrel and dental crown molding and millwork, a horseshoe stained glass window, two sets of 9-foot pocket doors, and a giant hole in the wall.
What?
We actually knew that there was a hole in the wall. This wasn't a surprise to us. It was actually one of the realty listing photos. We didn't know anybody in town and didn't know any house history. So I took that photo and I posted it to our local Facebook group to see if anybody knew anything about the hole in the wall. Was there a fireplace, a mantel, the who, what, why, when, and where is what we wanted to find out what was going on here. And nobody really knew. Nobody remembered a hole. Nobody remembered a fireplace. Nobody remembered a mantel. That was pretty much a dead end. And I was going through the newspaper archives and I found a photo from December of 1964. Though the quality wasn't that great, we had a photo that we could see did not have a fireplace or mantel. Maybe the couch was covering up that hole, but we knew at least that much, and we knew it dated back to at least that far. So we did some further inspection, and we peeled back some of the wallpaper, which the wallpaper that you see here was put up in 1964. This bottom layer behind it was done, looks like the 1920s or 30s. The wallpaper goes to the break, suggesting that that hole put down after the wall had been sealed. And it looks to be about 1920s, 1930s. So it had been sealed and closed for a pretty long time. Not too long after I posted that picture, we were finally contacted by one of the previous owners who kind of filled us in on the history, a little bit of the history of the house, as well as the hole. And basically the story goes is that there was an owner of the house that had it for about 6 months, 2002, and he was the one responsible for putting the hole in the wall. They also suggested that they had heard rumors that there was a local contractor who did work at the house in the 1970s, and supposedly he had found a mantel up in the attic, and that we should reach out to him. So after several months of trying to contact that contractor, playing phone tag and sending emails, we finally heard back from the contractor. And what he had to say blew us away.
I worked on the Beck house since I was a junior in high school, working for Mr. Lyons. So the summer of 1977 and the summer of 1978. One summer we did like 7 roofs, and the other summer we did 1 roof, your house. Mr. Lyons and I carried all the shingles up one of 2 40-foot wooden ladders. Needless to say, I have been everywhere in both the house and the carriage house. Sometime around 84 or 1985, I was on my own and started Shaw's Construction, doing little jobs and odd jobs for Gail Lyons' old customers, which included the Beck house. It seems they were getting bats in the house, and they had narrowed it down to a closet on the 3rd floor. I remember there was a pool table in that ballroom, but the poker table was missing from the card playing room in the tower, but the bench was still there. My job was to line that closet with a cedar chipboard. In that closet was the mantel. It was as big as the closet. So what to do with it? I couldn't afford the insurance on a priceless antique, nor could they. So we came to terms on it, so now it was mine. But now what? But because of those narrow stairs, it would not fit. So a big long hat rope and some shade tree engineering, and off the 3rd floor balcony, it went all the way to the ground. Anyway, it really is quite a beautiful piece of art. I will take some pictures of it if you are interested in seeing it.
No, 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 no. Well, yeah.
So we strike a deal and get it back home. Hey, going to sleep?
Yes, now shut up.
But now that you found the missing mantle, where did it go? So there are 3 possible locations for this mantle. The first, the contractor was told that it came from the foyer. Since this current mantle is not original and was put in 2002, but that's another story. The second would be the parlor, but it seems a little too small for this wall. The third and most likely place is the library. When we moved in, the fireplace looked like this. But before that, it looked like this, which we think was done in the 1920s. So what was it before that in 1896? So as luck would have it, we were already doing work in what we refer to as the library. Stripping the wallpaper, repairing some of the plaster, when we discovered an impression of an old mantle that was an exact match to the dimensions of the one that we just got back. Ta-da! So getting it back in place, we kind of determined that we think that that fireplace that was ripped out once before by the same owner that put the hole in the wall also tore out this fireplace and left a hole in the wall over here. The dating seems to be that it would be around 1920, 1922 as we got into remodeling this room. A lot of the dates were pointing in that direction. So it was probably all done at the same time, at least in here. And this is back where it once was prior to 1920. Still need to figure out what to do with this. We need to come up with a way to incorporate the newer gas fireplace with a new surround. That, of course, would be another project. Now that we have this mantle mystery solved, we want to give a big shout out to Gus, the local contractor who had been working here at the house for the last 40 years, helping get it back into place where it had been removed about 100 years ago. And we still have another hole in the wall. We might have an answer. So earlier this week, we went to check out an antique store in Illinois, and something there caught our attention.
is a giant. Oh, and this is cool. I want a carousel horse.